Hey guys, I'm Eric Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's attraction tips video is called Why Do Women Play Hard to Get? Now, I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day who has just begun dating this girl that he really likes. And he actually showed me a picture of her and she's definitely a knockout. I mean, he's dated some attractive women in the past, but this one is quite the catch for him. They've been on a few dates and there's a lot of sparks between them, but he's beginning to get frustrated because he hasn't been able to get past second base with her quite yet. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with first base and second base and so on, it's just a baseball analogy. And in the nutshell, what he's saying is that while the makeout sessions have been quite hot and heavy, she won't let him get any further. In other words, they haven't had sex yet. So then he went on to tell me about how she's given him all these mixed signals. And the more this is happening, the more he's getting frustrated. And little does he realize that the more he's getting frustrated about her not, waving him into home plate, and he's getting frustrated about her mixed signals, the more he's actually pushing her away and causing her to give him even more mixed signals and lessening the chances of him actually sleeping with her, or at least sleeping with her later rather than sooner. Now, for the record, I don't offer my friends and family advice. I've learned the hard way that people just don't want to hear it unless they ask. Plus, most men don't want to admit that they need help in this area. But every now and then, a buddy of mine will pull me to the side and ask me what he should do. Of course, they rarely listen to me. In fact, many of my clients don't listen to me either until their problems get worse and they hire me again after making a bigger mess, a mess that I warned them about. However, that's not why we're here. This friend of mine asked me if I could shed some light on why this very attractive woman, who sometimes shows how much she really likes him, but other times she acts like he's unimportant and pushes him away, is playing hard to get with him. And it dawned on me that a woman playing hard to get is something that men just universally accept as part of a woman's nature. And it is to some extent, but women playing hard to get is not what most men think. They don't realize that it's their own behavior that's driving women to play hard to get with them. And it's not necessarily women just playing a little game to frustrate us. I mean, it's sort of a game, but most of it is not a conscious game. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing why women really play hard to get with you and what you could do to put an end to that. Or at least lessen this little game of theirs, because let's face it, girls like playing little games with us. Sometimes they're conscious games, but they're mostly subconscious games, and it's often a direct result to our behavior as men. What most men consider game playing by women is really either tests or them just following their emotions. It doesn't make it any less frustrating, but having an understanding why they do the things that they do does make it a bit easier to just let that behavior, roll off their back. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at skillofattraction.com. Click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. I offer standard email coaching as well as emergency email coaching, which includes a response from me on weekends and holidays. And I also offer both bi-weekly and monthly email coaching. Additionally, I also offer a phone coaching for my North American clients. Now, if you live outside North America, I will have a phone or Skype coaching option for you sometime in the future, but for now, email coaching is the way to go. And I will post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Okay, so playing hard to get, just about every woman does this to some extent. Like I said, sometimes it is a conscious little game that they play, but it's not usually that. When it is conscious, women are usually doing it because they don't want to seem too eager or come across as cheap and easy. Sometimes they do it just to see how much you really like them. In fact, I believe I talked about how sometimes a woman will purposely be unavailable in the very beginning stages of dating just to see if you'll keep pursuing them or if you blow up and lose your temper. And as you guys should know by now, you do have to chase a woman a bit in the beginning. It's your job to initiate the courtship and get it off the ground. Little persistence in this area at this stage will not hurt you. Actually, it's necessary until she begins to chase you. But why would a woman play hard to get or give you mixed signals in other areas of the relationship, like when it comes to sex or just being emotionally unavailable at times? Well, the answer to that is attraction, or lack thereof. When a woman has a high level of attraction for you, she won't confuse you. She won't be unavailable. She won't make excuses. No, she's going to make her feelings clear, at least relatively clear, and she'll make herself available. Making excuses why she can't see you or take things to the next level won't even cross her mind. She wants to feel your presence and be as close to you as possible. Just like you when you really like a girl. I mean, they don't want to miss the opportunity. They want to absorb all that is you as much as possible. And when a woman has a high level of attraction, it's mainly because you make her feel good. And she wants more of that. I mean, why wouldn't she? Now, remember what I've explained to you guys in the past. You always want to pay more attention to what a woman does and less attention to what a woman says. Her actions won't lie. Of course, I'm not saying that women intentionally lie to you in a deceitful sort of way, but they will often say things in such a way where they won't hurt your feelings. But it's not really truth. Women are always communicating to you in one way or another. I mean, her vocal tone, her body language, her availability, and even the amount of effort that she puts into keeping your interest. These are the types of things you want to be paying attention to more than anything when it comes to determining her interest level in you. And really this goes for anyone, man or woman. Pay attention to the actions more than words. And not just in romantic contexts either. I mean, it's everyday life. If her actions indicate she's just not feeling it right now, then don't push it, because that will only make it worse. You just want to back off just a bit and try again later. And if she's still giving you a hard time after that, then you completely back off and let her come to you when she's ready. But how do you lessen the chances of her playing hard to get to begin with? Well, like I said, sometimes women play hard to get intentionally as a fun little game in the beginning stages. There's really nothing you can do about that besides just not take it personal and just go about your day or week or whatever. But you prevent that from happening overall by following much of what I teach in my videos. I mean, when you're with her, just focus on having fun and gently escalating the physical intimacy. I mean, be playful with her, be charming, be a little cocky, but in a humorous sort of way where you're not coming off so arrogant. And you want to do your version of that. A lot of you guys make this mistake and you try to be someone that you're not, but you don't want to try to be someone that you're not, but that fun, exciting, playful version of you. But you also don't want to be so available to her. Women don't chase men who are always available. I mean, why would they? You're right there. Only in this case, you not being so available isn't playing games because you're actually busy focusing on your purpose and your goals, right? Yeah, so you see how this works? As I've said many times, men need purpose in their lives, and your purpose cannot be her. Doesn't necessarily have to be your career. I mean, that's the dream, everybody following their passion and getting paid for it, but not all of us are so lucky. But you do have to have purpose, but it doesn't necessarily have to be your career. And you also want to be a bit of a mystery and a challenge to her. I've done videos on both of these topics in the past, which I highly recommend that you watch. Even if you've seen them before, it can't hurt to get a little refresher, because a lot of men believe that being a challenge is about being a dick. And for the record, it's not. And this actually reminds me of an old roommate that I had when I was in my 20s. She was actually a stripper. And I just remember this one time I was just having problems with this woman I was dating at the time. And she looked at me and she told me, she goes, "Eric, don't you realize we like a bit of a challenge?" And that was coming from a very highly sought after girl. But anyway, overall, you just want to take her off the pedestal and put your needs first. Not in a selfish way. I mean, because there will be times where you're going to have to compromise and sacrifice for the overall health of the relationship. But no matter what people tell you, you have to think of your happiness first. If you're unhappy and unfulfilled, that's going to come across in everything you say or do. And no one wants to be around someone who is unhappy all the time. Women, or people in general, may label you a jerk for being this way. But, you know, you're not being an abusive jerk. You're not being selfish. You're just taking care of yourself. And that's what you're supposed to do, because no one else is going to be doing it. And by taking care of yourself first, you're communicating to women and others that you have a high self-worth and self-respect, both qualities that women love in a man. So, for the most part, women aren't playing hard to get to purposely upset you with what most men believe is her just playing games. Though, on rare occasions, that is true. They're playing hard to get because you've made it too easy, and as a result, they're just not feeling the attraction very much. There's no urgency for her. And when there's no urgency, this means that she's just not seeing you as having a lot of value, but in that moment. And I say in that moment because her feelings can and will change if you play your cards right. So, if you found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave them a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. And I would also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal if you deem this video worthy of a donation. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.